players in the room right now, I have a couple questions for you. And here's the way it's going to go. If I ask you a question and the answer is yes, stand up. And any question I ask you after that, if the answer is no, you need to sit down. And I'm looking, so no cheating. Okay, question number one. How many of you want to be the best soccer player that you can be? That better be 100%. Okay, all right, okay. Question number two. How many of you eat breakfast every single day? If the answer is no, sit down. All right. Question number three. How many of you, if you've already sat down, sit. Question number three. How many of you eat or drink something before every single practice? No, sit down. If you've already sat down, you've got to stay down. Okay. Question number four. How many of you have something to eat or drink as soon as practice is done? Okay, we have a couple left standing. Bravo to you. Everybody sit down. Now, I asked you that for a reason. You just heard that fuel is really important. So the first most important thing is the timing. It doesn't really matter what you eat if you eat at the right time. Hey, I'm not eating anything over the course of the day, but I eat at night, and that's when I go to bed. That's not when you need to eat. You need to be fueled, not only for what you want your muscles to do, but what you want your brain to do. Soccer is a thinking sport. You need to start the day strong. That doesn't mean an enormous amount of food, but it means you have to put something in your body, otherwise your body's playing catch up. So I don't know if anybody had a chance to try any of the things that were out there this morning. Cereal always works, okay? This is cereal thriller, not serial killer. It is really important. When I have athletes that say to me, I shouldn't eat carbs, get it out of your head because you need them. And when I say carbs, I mean bread, pasta, rice, cereal, tortilla, all those types of things. That's what your muscle runs on. It doesn't run on beef tallow. It needs to have the carbohydrate. So, or we could do something liquid in the morning. So many of my soccer players, when I work with my university athletes, would say in the morning, oh, Leslie, I'm too tired to chew. I don't want to hear that excuse. If you are too tired to chew in the morning, you can do something like a smoothie. Like, that's easy. You don't have to chew. But you do need to put something into your body. So we want to start off strong. The reason that we talk about having something as soon as you're done with practice is that's when your muscles are most receptive to start the recovery process. Because when you play, there's two doors. You prepare for what you're going to do. You prepare for what you did so you can do it again. There's no third door. So we want to make sure that we're handling both of those things, prepare and repeat. Second thing on the list, we've got to think or drink. So I will tell you, a lot of people walk around very proudly with their Yetis, their Stanleys, their whatever, but they're walking around with it. This doesn't count if you have it in your hand. It only counts if you actually drink the fluid that is in it. That's how we hydrate the body. So, how does your body know if you're well hydrated? So, if you are in school during the day or you have practice and all of a sudden my tongue is stuck to the roof of my mouth, you're not hydrated. Oh, I feel kind of tired, my stomach's kind of upset, I have a headache. You're not hydrated. Oh, I went to the bathroom and my urine was the color of apple juice. Bad, bad. So what we want to make sure is all of us, and I can talk about potty stuff all the time because I do, I spend too many years working with professional athletes. 5 to 6 times a day, everybody, you need to be peeing. 5 to 6 times a day. If you're not doing that, you are not drinking enough fluid. Secondly, when you go to the bathroom, you're in the color of lemonade, not apple juice. That means your body is well hydrated. Third, fluid only counts if it is in your body. Hey, I'm really hot out here on the soccer field, I'll do this. What does that do? It gives you a wet head. That does not hydrate your body. Or hey, let me put it in my mouth. That wets the lawn, not your body. So you've got to put the fluid into your body. Now I'm going to tell you something you may or may not know about fluid. So oftentimes when we're trying to drink and we're playing, we're running around, it's like, ooh, it's all sloshing. The best way to drink when you are playing, how many of you think that you should sip your liquids? Raise your hand if you think sipping is what you should do. How many of you think you should gulp your liquids? Raise your hand. Gulp is the right answer. When you take larger amounts of fluid, it leaves your stomach faster, so you won't feel like there's something moving around in your gut. That's how we get the fluid out of the stomach and into the muscles. Now, none of you need to gulp when you're at the breakfast table, when you're having dinner with your parents, when you're at lunch out at school. But it is really important that we think about the way that we drink. The other thing that I want you to think about is what you choose to drink. So yes, water, but not water alone. And so there's a lot that's been written out there about things that have electrolytes in them. What electrolytes are minerals. What does that mean? That means that it helps the water leave quicker from your stomach to your muscles. You don't play soccer by being on the field and sliding along the grass. That's not what you do. You play soccer because you're moving to the ball. These are the things you do, so that means you have to have the fluid in your muscle. So that's the purpose of using something that has electrolytes in it. So we've got lots of options out there, and you're going to have a chance to taste some things today, but one of the things that really is important, that if we think about using electrolytes, it's how you use them. Now this might sound silly, but a lot of time, people will put electrolyte in a bottle and then not shake it up. Don't do that. You have to shake it up because that puts the electrolyte into the solution and then you drink it without putting it on your head or spitting it on the ground. So we want to make sure we do that. You know why? Here is the ROI. When you have enough fluid in your body, you can be 6% faster, 6% stronger, 6% more energy. And if players against you on the other team don't do that, better for you. So that is really important. Third thing on my list is create a great play. So I spend a lot of time teaching, I spend a lot of time looking at the research that's out there, and one of the things that sadly tends to be true is in soccer players, both female and male, the amount of carbohydrates that are consumed is inadequate. So when I say that, meaning pasta, rice, bread, cereal, tortilla, pretzel, crackers, all those types of things, not enough. So what happens? If we don't take in enough carbohydrate for our body goes to door number 2. It has to break down muscle. Have quadricep, now it's gone. Now that doesn't happen, but your body is doing something it doesn't want to do. That does not mean you have to eat a plate of pasta the size of your head. What it does mean is that every single time you eat, there needs to be carbohydrates on that plate. Hey, I'm doing cereal or bread in the morning. Maybe I'm doing a sandwich at lunch or a tortilla. Maybe for dinner time I'm doing a rice or a pasta as part of what I eat. When you do that consistently, that helps your body hydrate and it gives you the energy that you need. I also want you all to be aware, as I look at the things that are happening right now, and right now, for young women, there is this overemphasis on looking like a pencil. You know what that means? That means frailty. How many of you want to be frail? It better be 0 in this room. 0. You need to eat to fuel your body for this sport. You can't assign somebody else to eat for you. That doesn't work. You need to put the fuel into your body. So when people say, I shouldn't eat carbohydrates, I'm addicted to carbohydrates, nobody is lying in a gutter with a bagel and a brown paper bag. That is not happening. You need to eat them. When people say, oh, I shouldn't eat something with sugar. Sugar is functional carbohydrate. There's a reason for it during activity. When we look at something sweet, it leaves your stomach faster, it gets into the muscles, it gives you that burst of energy because soccer is not a 5-minute sport. I will tell you everybody, having spent 31 years between the Steelers and the Chiefs, who incidentally, I left them in 2024. They haven't won a Super Bowl since, so obviously we know why. But nonetheless, and one of the things that happens in football is you play for 2 seconds and you stand still for 10 minutes. It's really an uneven distribution. In soccer, it doesn't work that way. You are moving constantly. So your body has to be optimally fueled, not underfueled. The other things about that great plate, making sure we have enough protein, and that is coming out more and more in what is written about fueling for sport. That does not mean, everybody, that you need to eat an entire turkey, or an entire tuna, or a dozen eggs. But it is important that as part of every single meal, you have some protein. So some of the things you might decide you want to try here. So we've got a yogurt out there. This one actually has more protein in it for a small serving. This is not an enormous amount to eat. Goes down pretty easily. We have protein shake, one, and then we have another one that is the organic, plant-based one. So you have options out there. We've got to do that because that is part of fueling your muscle preservation, muscle build, and bone health. That's the reason. And then the third part of creating that great plate is produce on the plate. So when I talk to people about things that are red, yellow, orange, or green, I don't necessarily mean a gummy bear. There's a time and place for that. What I mean is something that's going to be a fruit and vegetable, whatever you like. If that's a smoothie, if that's a salad, if that's in a stir fry, it doesn't matter. But those are the foods that provide what we call phytonutrients. Those are the foods that keep your cells healthy. Those are the foods that prevent inflammation so you can keep going. And then the other part of the plate is having foods with fat. So many of my female soccer players are, I don't want to eat anything with fat, because if I do, it'll store on my behind. That's not physiology. It doesn't work that way. Everything digests the same way. We need that fat as an energy source because soccer is not a game of 5 minutes. It's over a period of time. Our body needs to be fueled. So this is all about the inclusion to create a performance plate. Another thing that I want you to be aware of, and some of you might have looked at these things, or parents, you might have heard about these things, is there's a lot of things out there that we call supplements. Right? Supplement could be a vitamin and mineral, supplement could be a creatine, supplement could be a collagen. There's lots of things like that. So here's my philosophy about supplements. Supplements are a complement to the plate, not a replacement for. A meal is not collagen and coffee. A meal is not a creatine gummy. Dinner is not a multivitamin. They help your body to do the best that it can, but supplements are like the sprinkles on top of the cupcake. They don't have a lot of taste. It's the cupcake underneath. That's the good part. And we want to be careful about them because there's lots of things out there that are sold. Just because you can buy it does not mean you should try it. Because again, there's lots of things that I see. I don't like unintended consequences. I like to be able to give my athletes the guarantee of what's going to help them to be the best that they can possibly be. And number 5, everybody, it is respecting your body. Too often, my female athletes will say, I don't like some part of my body. Well, you know what? You're not just your leg, you're not just your behind, you are your entire body. Your goal is to be strong. Your goal is to be a badass. Your goal is to make sure that you can be the best that you can be. And that means you've got to have enough sleep. That means you have to fuel your body appropriately with what it needs consistently each and every day. That means that not only do you talk up and hype up your teammates, you do it for yourself as well. Nobody's perfect. We don't have to be perfect. But what we do need to do is to make sure that we do the best that we can. Parents, you are the nutrition coaches in your home. That is your goal and your job to do that. Athlete, you need to make sure that you show up to every practice and every game with your fuel kit. Not only your cleats, not only your shin guard, not only what you're going to wear. Everybody, that's your external equipment. Your internal equipment is what is going into your body. If you show up and, I don't really feel like eating anything, or I didn't drink enough, you're not equipped. And that means you might get more tired earlier on. You might not be able to finish that practice the way you want to, and you're not going to want to make progress. And I don't say this to you to be negative. I say this to you because too many years of what it is that I see. It's a really easy fix. We are going to be fit, we are going to be fed, we are going to be fierce, and we are going to be fabulous. And I hope all of you are going to have an absolutely wonderful day here today. And if you have questions for me, I am going to be around all day long. I can talk to you constantly all day. I'm going to turn the stage over to Erica, who's going to continue this dialogue. And everybody, thank you all for being here. Thank you.